Hi everyone, this is Matthew Cruz at Comstock Investments. I'm going to be sharing with you the June 2022 supply demand report that came out at 11 a.m. today. Jumping right in, I'll let you look at the futures that there are disclaimer. Futures trading does involve risk. I'll give you a second to read through that. So jumping right in, this is the old crop ending stocks. They're still making adjustments from last year. You can see that last month we were at 1.44 billion bushels, and they came in actually 40 some million higher at 1.485 billion bushels, excuse me. They are a little bit above what the average trade was looking for at this 1.436. And so a slightly bearish number there to old crop. Looking at soybeans, it came in at 205. The average trade was at 215. So slightly bullish as we were last month. We're at 235. So we came in 30 million bushels less in the soybeans. In the wheat, we came in at 627. The average trade was at 613. And last month we were at 619, so we're about 8 million bushels more in the wheat, so fairly neutral in the wheat actually. In the new crop, all that carries over into the new crop is so we take that 45 million bushels that we added from the old crop, we add that to the new crop in the carryover. You can see last month we were at 1.36 billion bushels, so now we're at new crop at 1.4. So you can see it doesn't change a whole lot from our ending stocks even with this crop, and so that's why the market is going to continue to have a lot of support going forward. It was a little bit higher than what the average trade was looking for at this 1.327. You can see we came in about 73 million bushels higher than what the average trade was looking for. So far the market's been handling that pretty well. It's kind of trading sideways today. It started lower and moved higher. Looking at soybeans, last month we were at 310, so we did shave off the 30 million bushels, and we're down at 280. So going forward, ending stocks continue to remain very tight. It was a slightly bullish number as the average trade was looking at 308 million bushels compared to the 280. And then in the wheat, you can see we don't change too much from this 627 from 613. So we compared to last month at 619, and the average trade was at 613. So we only added 8 million bushels there, so fairly neutral number. Take a quick look at global production in Brazil and Argentina. They didn't change anything. They stayed at 125 million metric tons in soybeans, 116 in the corn. So they're not making any adjustments right now. It's kind of a wait and see. Let the corn harvest, which is beginning now, make some more progress before they make any additional changes there. And the soybean production in Argentina came in at 42, same as last month, and the corn at 53, also same as last month. So they didn't make any changes there. Looking at global ending stocks, again, this is old crop global ending stocks. Actual is at 310.9 million metric tons. So slight increase from last month. Soybeans at 86.2, adding in 1 million metric ton from last month, and then wheat came in at 279.4. So very close what the average trade was looking for, and small reduction from last month. So looking at global ending stocks for new crop, came in at 310 million metric tons. It's kind of interesting. You look where we were at from last year. It says old crop 310, new crop 310. So basically the global stocks for corn with an additional year of production are going to remain where they're at, unchanged. We don't add much to global inventories. Looking at soybeans, we do begin to add back some production in soybeans. They came in at 105 million metric tons. Last month was at 99.6, compared to where we're at for old crop, 86.2. So we do begin to build back some inventories in the global soybean stocks. Looking at wheat, it continues to be bullish as we came in at 266.8, pretty close to where they're at last month, 267, pretty close to what the average trade was looking for. But look where we were at last year in the wheat, 279. So basically, with another year of production, taking into consideration what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, they're saying that next year we're going to have even less, 11, 12 million metric tons less of wheat than last year at this time. Didn't change anything in what China is importing here from corn. They came in at 23 million metric tons, same as last month, and soybeans at 92, pretty much same as last month. So just kind of narrowing it down here in the corn, taking a closer look. This is new crop balance sheet for corn. Basically, they decreased exports, corn exports in the old crop, and then we take that and we add it to the beginning stocks here. So that's why we see this increase of 45 million bushels here in the beginning stocks. And so that's more of a change from old crop. And a lot of that probably has to do with China slowing down some of their purchases, which is related to a lot of the shutdowns that we've been reading about in Shanghai, that they're starting to open now, but they've been shut down for several months in their largest city in China. So we have that 45 million bushels there. They did increase the food seed usage by 5 million bushels. So our ending stocks overall, we had 40 million bushels. So a modest increase from 1.36 billion to 1.4. Looking at soybeans, kind of the opposite of what happened in the corn. The ending stocks, they actually increased exports for old crop by 30 million bushels, and so that's why we see this reduction in beginning stocks from this 235 last month to 205 this month. And so that's really the only change that they made. And so we come down here, we reduce our ending stocks from this 310 down to 280 million bushels. And so it just shows that ending stocks looking out ahead are going to continue to remain tight. You remember 2.5, 3 years ago, we were close to 1 billion bushels in ending stocks in soybeans. That's why we had the $8 soybean prices. And so now we're not quite there, but we're getting pretty close to the point where soybeans are at pipeline supply. Looking at wheat, just some modest changes here where they boosted the yield by 0.3 of an acre, 0.3 bushels per acre. And so that just added 8 million bushels in production. So you can see here we go from 619 to 627. Looking at corn prices and what they've done here in the last month, you can see we've had a pretty large correction here, and we've been advising for some time to keep to buy on those breaks. We've created a new level of support here. This is December corn at the 681 level. And the market started moving lower today, but it's, this is not the close, but we're pretty much trading sideways today. Part of that probably has to do with it's Friday. So we're just up a penny right now. But we are looking for prices to move higher here. They're going to have to break above this resistance level here at roughly 720 to be able to do that. And of course, the big determining factor is weather going forward now, and then of course what's going on in Russia and the Ukraine, and if they come to any conclusion in opening up an export lane for the wheat, but it doesn't look like anything is on the horizon for coming to a conclusion there. Looking at soybeans, we did make new high here in soybeans yesterday, and we're starting to give some of that back today, but we're sitting at 10-year highs basically in soybeans, so we don't got much to complain about. The market was, I would say, it was a bullish report today, but probably a lot of that was priced in. Again, we'll see how we close. This is not the close, but we're down 11.5 at the moment today. So soybeans heading in the right direction. Hopefully they'll pull the corn along with it. Taking a quick look at wheat, we're still kind of sitting towards the bottom of this correction that we've had. You can see we've given up, you know, $2 in wheat in the last couple of weeks or so, 3 weeks, and so we're kind of trading sideways here at the moment, and the market's trying to decide if it wants to move lower yet or not. But we've generated a pretty strong floor, pretty strong support level here at this 1050. I would be surprised if we broke below that, but if we did, it would indicate the market is going to go lower. So first step is we need wheat to break above this resistance level at the basically this 11 20 25 level right here. So we're at 2.25 cents right now, up 2.25 cents, and but we'll see how the market closes. So kind of in conclusion, you know, if you're a bull, you're going to point to the continued tension in Russia and Ukraine. You know, people have been speculating a lot about an ending date to this war, but they're really both sides are kind of dug in, and so we really don't see a quick conclusion to this. You can point to that some of the planting initially was delayed here in the United States. There looks like there's going to be an increase of pre-bent plant in some of the northwest areas of the Corn Belt, specifically in North Dakota and Minnesota. You know, we've seen some initial projections that anywhere from 750,000 acres to 1 million acres. And so if we were to reduce, you know, corn acres by 1 million acres, that would be extremely bullish right now with the way how low the ending stocks are right now. You know, if you're a bear, you're going to talk about, you know, planting progress actually is caught up here at the end of the planting window. You know, it was a week or 10 days behind schedule starting out, but things caught up here at the end. You know, you might be more positive that the war in Ukraine it won't get over soon, and that they might come to some agreement with the UN to open up an export corridor. You can point out that there might be a lot of demand or destruction from some of these high energy prices. I just filled up my pickup, and you know, it costs pretty much $100 to fill up my pickup with gas, you know, just in regular E10 fuel right now. So those are some things that you can point out that if you're a bear. So thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at Comstock and talk to one of our brokers at 712-227-1110. Thank you and have a nice day.